So we've been steadily working on homework help since its inception, really. Our board was part of the initial pilot. And we've seen the use of homework help grow over the years, and we're continuing to support it again this year and try to help it grow even further. One of the biggest transitions that we have is not so much at our secondary level, but at our elementary level. So in grades 7 and 8, we have a high turnover of teachers in those grades, which requires us to constantly keep people up to speed on homework help and what's happening. So to that end, we're working with program consultants that deal with grade 7 and 8, and as well our math facilitators, our student success leads, and our alerts around homework help and how to access the system and what it can actually provide for students. One of the things with homework help also that we've been trying to work on is just getting teachers to demonstrate it to students and convince them to take advantage of it and access it, because often with it being available outside of school hours, the biggest problem is just getting the students in, logging in, and seeing how it works, convincing them of the value of doing it when there isn't necessarily a live person at the other end of the room when they're demonstrating in the classroom. So we're trying to come up with some strategies around that. A couple things that we're trying this year that are new is we're going to try some Adobe Connect sessions just around training. So inviting parents or students to log into a training session with us where we actually walk them through in the evening how to access homework help. And the idea being that that would be a first point of contact to using the Adobe Connect system to be able to get them to realize that they actually can access resources outside of school time, and that's a valuable learning tool. We are, as always, meeting with our math heads and reminding them of homework help and encouraging them to order supplies. This year we're moving the ordering of homework help supplies over to the math heads, so rather than doing it centrally and trying to distribute, we're actually getting them to place their own orders for materials, with the hope that that would actually allow us to track a little bit better how much uptake we have and kind of identify areas that haven't been requesting very much stuff and getting them on board with trying to promote it a little bit more. Homework help aligns with a lot of our board initiatives. So that's great, and it aligns with 21st century fluencies and our climate of high expectations and numeracy targets. It's more a matter of how are we articulating that to parents and students. And our old strategies have been working, so we're going to continue doing that. Meeting with student success teachers and student success leads is a really powerful tool for us because they will drive it for us, as well as our learning resource teachers. So we have some plans to get onto the agendas. They meet on a regular basis, so we're getting onto that agenda to demonstrate and remind them about the system and give them the information about how to log in and how to access it. We've already had some of our elementary schools call asking us to run some information sessions, so we're looking at running those information sessions again. Keenly aware, though, once again, around contract issues that might potentially be arising around outside of school time hour in services. One of the things that they've been asking for is for us to run parent training sessions, which are great in concept and we'd love to do, and it's just a matter of trying to figure out a way to do that and still be respectful of any teacher desires to take a pause or do whatever it may be that they're doing as a result of contract negotiations with the province. So we are looking at some strategies around there. I think the Adobe Connect sessions will help. Just reading from last year's notes, some of the videos and things that people have used at other boards that we tried to use didn't seem to have a lot of uptake last year. We are trying to get our own corporate communications to design something for us and put onto the board website as a way of communicating with parents. And this year we're also trying to bring in our parent engagement consultant. So we have a consultant whose role it is to work around parent engagement issues. And so we're actually trying to get him on board with targeting some strategies to access those parents who may not be as likely to access resources outside of school. One of the things that we do have with his role, though, is he tends to be working with what we call tier 3 support parents. So these are parents that are really not engaging with school at all, and he's trying to find strategies to get them back into the fold. We're hoping that this might be one of the ways to bring them about, to show them what it can do, and talk about the potential that something like this could have for helping their students be successful in school as well. So we do have a number of plans in terms of groups that we're planning on targeting to discuss homework help. Turning it over to the schools to order supplies as a way of helping to track what's going on with our usage, and then also just tracking the stats as they go. And unfortunately, I don't have the numbers from last year, but we will be pulling in the numbers from the ILC TVO this year and trying to track where things are going. And if we notice that we're not actually having good uptake, kind of redoubling our efforts in the schools and in with the various program consultants and math facilitators to continue to promote active use of homework help throughout our board.